Previously on Life in the Bubble. The underwater city is in trouble because the generators that keep the city running are breaking. Mayor Atticus assures everyone that they will be safe and to stay in the city. Tyson, a visitor from above ground, has returned to the bubble. Tyson lived in the bubble long ago and is returning to the underwater city to seek forgiveness from Atticus and to see his long-lost family. Atticus reluctantly forgives him, but makes Tyson stay in a holding cell. Since Atticus won't tell the citizens what is going on, his team members Eli and Josie begin to question his leadership.
Has he completely lost his mind?
I know, right? It's like he only thinks of himself.
I don't even know what to do anymore. We need some major help here.
You know what? I think we might have the advice we need right here.
You carry that with you all the time?
I'm an engineer. I carry all my tools with me.
That's a tool. What do you do with that tool?
I don't know. I just read where I left off and ask God to give me advice. Want to give it a try?
Yeah, let's do that.
Once, many years ago, a nation called Israel was not doing well. Its leaders were only thinking of themselves. They took advantage of the poor, stole from people, took bribes, and would not allow justice when they were judging in the courts. They let the poor people live on little, while they lived in huge mansions with large vineyards and amazing food. Amos was a man who did not live like that. He followed God and did what was right. He saw what the evil leaders did and spoke up against them. He spoke up for the poor, the needy, and the hurt. He spoke up against the evil rulers, the rich women, the dishonest merchants, the selfish lawyers, the wicked judges, and the false priests. Even though many wanted Amos to stop, he obeyed God and did what was right. He spoke up against bad leadership.
I think it settles it then.
Yep, I think I know what we have to do.
You know what? Let's go pay Atticus a visit. Shall we go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Mayor Atticus, we need to talk again.
I think not, actually.
We are not just city engineers and professors. We are part of the council, and as part of the council, we have the right to appeal.
Appeal? I don't even know what that means.
It means that we make you do something.
Oh, stop it. I know what it means.
All right, guys, you need to focus. You know what? We have someone who you can get some advice from. He's smart, and has a lot of knowledge, and he's been around for a long time.
And who would that be?
Mr. Atticus, we're sending you to the librarian.
The librarian? No one's even seen him in like 5 years.
You know what? He's really wise, and he knows the Book of Answers. You need to go to him so you could lead the city the way that it needs to be led.
No way. Librarian? Are you here? Are you alive?
Yes, come closer. I know that you need my advice.
Yeah, the city's in trouble, and the council thought that maybe your knowledge of the Book of Answers could help.
Yes, Atticus. I can tell you the problem with your city.
Could you tell me?
Yes, it's the problem, Atticus. Is its leader. You are the problem.
Me? I've done everything for these people. I built this city. It was my idea.
It was, but this city was meant for a place for people to recover. You have brought them down here to live. They're hiding from the outside world.
That's not what I've done. I've created a safe place away from evil dictators that love war and hate God.
No, Atticus. You have become a bad leader yourself.
I'm not a bad leader.
Prove it.
Okay, how?
By giving your leadership away. Give it to Tyson.
To Tyson? No way.
If you cannot give your power away, you are a bad leader.
I don't care. This is my city.
You must follow my instructions, Atticus, or you will bring your people to ruin.
I'm out of here, old man.
Atticus, one more thing. This is Earth, not heaven. On Earth there are problems. In heaven, it's perfect.
So?
You cannot build the perfect city on Earth. God wants us to serve those in the world. They are in pain. Remember that, Atticus.
Mr. Tyson, come in, sir. Come in, sir.
I'm here, over.
War broke out, sir. The leaders of the eastern and western regions have declared war.
It doesn't surprise me much. Both leaders are extremely selfish. Like I've always said, selfish leadership is one of the biggest problems in the world.
Yeah, I know. Selfish leadership is one of the biggest problems in the world. You said that more than a few times. Talking about selfish leadership, while you've been underwater, we've been working hard on this problem.
Great. Give me a quick report.
To help equip servant leaders, I went to Costa Rica and spoke in front of 200 pastors and their families. I talked about what I learned in church and kids' small groups. I encouraged them to help start kids' small groups in Costa Rica for the pastor's church. Kids' small groups is a small weekly Bible study for children to help enhance their faith in God. When I was on stage at first, I was kind of sweaty and I was kind of nervous. But then as I just kept speaking, then I realized that everything was going to be fine. And when my speech was finished, then I found out that my speech had gone deeper than I had thought. A lot of the pastors and their kids and wives were crying, and many of them came up to congratulate me after. If you're hoping to help equip servant leaders too, then my advice is just to speak from your heart, because that's what matters. You don't have to be smart, or you don't have to be old or a certain age. Even though you're young, you can still have a large impact on adults and other kids' lives.
Great work. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. When will we see you again?
I'm gonna be stuck here for a while, but just keep doing what you're doing, all right?
Yes, sir. Over and out.
And what happened? What did the librarian say?
Nothing much interesting.
Oh, come on. Don't play with us. Did he tell you to maybe tell the people that they deserve the right to know that their city's breaking?
Maya, pulling through the speakers.
Accessing. One moment, please.
Dear citizens of our beloved city, listen to your leader, Mayor Atticus. As your fearless leader, I have an announcement that will change all of your lives forever.
In our lesson today, guys, we see that sometimes leaders don't lead the way they're supposed to. See, leaders are supposed to take care of the people they're leading and show them the right way to go. But sometimes we see leaders doing things just for themselves. That's called self-serving leadership. Now, Eli and Josie, they saw this going on with Atticus. And they stood up to Atticus and they said, hey, wait a minute. This isn't right. You're going to have to change the way that you lead. And we also see in our real life example of a guy named Amos who did the very same thing. He saw guys who were leading who were only looking out for themselves. They weren't really looking out for the people they were leading. And Amos said, hey, this has got to stop. This isn't right. You see, that's one of the global giants. It's self-serving leadership. It's leaders who are only looking out for themselves and not others. And you might be thinking, I'm just a kid. How can I be a part of that solution? Well, here's what you can do. One of the most powerful things you will ever be able to do in your entire life is to pray. You can pray for your leaders and ask that God would get their attention and help them to lead the way that they're supposed to. And then, guys, we can live a life that points them to Jesus, just like we talked about before, because people who are just looking out for themselves, they can see you modeling what it means to really love and care for other people. And that can make a difference. That's how you can help to equip servant leaders. I hope that you guys will allow God to use you to equip servant leaders around you, because you were created to make a difference.